There was a time when companies such as IBM, General Motors, and Kraft Foods were destined to rule the world. However, in this new era, we must come to grips soon with the realization no matter how hard we might fight it, this is a Google planet, and we just live in it. Bulls, Bears, and Bucks up next. Welcome back. The Newsmax Director of Financial Newsletters and our personal money master, Jeff Yastine, joins us. Jeff, good to see you again.
You too, Ed. Thanks.
All right, here we go. SpaceX, the rocket maker run by Elon Musk, sells Google and Fidelity a stake in the rocket company, 10% stake for $1 billion. Wait a minute. Google, first of all, we know has $1 billion. That's pocket change to these guys. But does this not tell us right now that this is a Google world? They are getting their hands on a little bit of everything when it comes down to the world's money.
Yeah, they really are. And I'll break this story up into two parts here. The first part is if you're a fan of U.S. spaceflight, then this is a great thing. It just validates this investment in SpaceX, validates what SpaceX and Elon Musk are doing and attempting to do further in the remaining year. There's some big events coming up that will further demonstrate the company's prowess, I think, in launching very large rockets. But if you're a Google shareholder, like you said, $1 billion, it's pocket change. Ultimately, who cares in that respect? On the other hand, Google, and we've talked about this before, Google has problems. Their stock is down about 16% from about a year ago, from the all-time high set at that time, and they're losing ground in the search wars. People are using apps to get around the internet instead of searching for things through the Google search engine. So that's something that long-term is a challenge for Google. Otherwise, they could wind up like Yahoo in 10 or 15 years' time, where Yahoo is valued more for their investments in other companies like Alibaba, or in Google's case, perhaps SpaceX at some point down the road, than it is for the actual operation itself.
We will all have a Google chip one day implanted in our heads. I have that fear that's going to happen. Single-family housing in the U.S., the earliest, the starts in the U.S., highest since early of 2008. We keep talking about this from time to time in the economy and the good, the bad, and the indifferent. But this is certainly a great opportunity for people to understand that housing's doing much better.
It is. The housing starts are up 7.2% through that period. A very strong start, as you mentioned, and the best in quite some time. This is something that points to this undercurrent within the U.S. economy of this slow rebound that you and I have been chatting about for some time now. Interest rates being as low as they are, as much of a problem that young people have in terms of trying to finance new houses. With interest rates as low as they are able to do that more and more, and this is being reflected in this particular set of data.
Good news if you hold gold. Gold topped $1,300 an ounce for the first time since August. What are the reasons?
There's a couple of different reasons. One is at the beginning of the year, we started seeing a lot more volatility in days when the stock market was down 200, 300 points in a day. So you have increased volatility. At the same time, there's increasing worries about deflation. So perhaps as soon as tomorrow or later this week, the European Central Bank may announce this very large quantitative easing program, much as the Federal Reserve did 4 or 5 years ago. So all that is feeding into the concern that perhaps we're revving up for another round of large money printing efforts in Europe and in China, and that is good for gold.
About a minute we have left here. Oil jumped and finally going up just a little bit here, 2.5%, now above $49. But it's still, this isn't something that we're going to see. I mean, it still is a rather weak market for oil, correct?
Right, that's $49 for Brent, which is the international standard. The U.S. standard, like Texas crude, is $1 or $2 lower than that. Until we see crude really making a large move above 50, above 60, I don't think it really pays to get too excited about this. For now, we're seeing large oil companies like BHP Billiton, known more for their mineral mining, but they also got into oil production a while back. And they announced the other day they're shutting down 40% of their U.S. capacity in these shale oil fields that we all talk so much about. That we're going to see a lot more of that in the quarter or two to come.
All right, I'm still waiting for that $1 a gallon gasoline, then go out and buy the big gas guzzler all over again. That's coming sooner or later, I can only hope. Remember, if you want to catch up on what's happening with oil, what's happening with energy, what's happening with what's cooking on Wall Street, easiest way to do it is every day, every chance you get, go to Newsmax.com, click on the money symbol right there. That's where Jeff and the gang will be able to tell you exactly what's happening on a 24/7 basis. Mr. Yastine, always a pleasure, my friend. Thanks so much, and we will see you later this week.
Thanks, Ed.
All right, buddy. Third hour preview on Midpoint. We have a brand new definition, and it fits perfectly. A definition of stupidity, thanks to certain people in Southern California. It's not all about all of Southern California, but it just so happens that that's where it's coming from. Stay with us. Midpoint continues.